live. Awesome. We're doing some weird tech stuff. So we've got a presentation for you guys to watch, and then we've also got a presentation going upstairs for everybody else. Jerry Stucker's behind the camera, and we've got some awesome people assigned to help out tonight. This is my mom, Deborah, Lehman, who introduced us to the oils about 11 years ago, 12 years ago. And so, yeah. All right, good. Thanks, dude. You want to? Okay. And I'm going to let you quickly tell your story.
So 12 years ago, I was excited about changing my lifestyle as I began supporting my endocrine system. And that timing was right. A woman came into my life and said, I have an oil for that. And I said, wow, I'm listening. So that began our journey. Fast forward a few months, Christmas time, put oils in the kids' stockings, kids, adult kids. And then began the journey of how do we share, and we shared as a hobby for the first few years. I could have a class here or there, but in 2012, we went to Young Living's convention, and that changed our lives because we found out more about the business opportunity then, and so came back determined to be intentional about our building. And so over the last few years, our Living Well Out team has just grown exponentially, and we have lots of family and friends and continue to meet new people that are choosing the health and wellness lifestyle with us. So I am one blessed woman who loves hanging out and passionate with people present here and on camera.
Hi everybody, and I'm Ange. I'm Deb's oldest daughter, shortest child, but oldest daughter, and that's why I wear heels. And I still can't catch my brothers. But the 2012 convention was life-changing for me as well. Things had really taken a dive for my life personally. I went through a divorce, and I was looking at a future of working lots of hours for little pay as a public school teacher, and I knew that I wanted to provide a better lifestyle for my kids that gave me more time freedom and also financial stability. And those things weren't possible in that position. Plus, my job was on the hook every time. Like, maybe I was going to have a job the next year, and maybe I was going to get reassigned. And it was not conducive to having a stable situation to raise my kids. So, plug, worked full-time while working my business part-time. A lot of time in those couple months in the summer, especially after school, on weekends, and at lunchtime. Maximized every bit of my extra time. And built my business to a place where I was making twice as much in my part-time hours as I was making full-time in the classroom as a teacher. So to me, it only made sense to help more people learn that freedom and that opportunity that comes with a lot of hard work and dedication for not a lot of money up front at the beginning, but the payout has been huge. So I've watched my paycheck slowly grow, and the trajectory is slated to be amazing over the next few years, and I'm just super grateful. So when somebody asked me today, do you sell oils? I was like, yeah, I don't think of it that way at all. In fact, I've never sold a kit in my life. I choose to think about how I share with other people my passion for healthy living and helping, especially women, feel empowered to take control of their financial and time freedom. So that's been possible with Young Living. That wasn't something I was led to do. And Jerry, if you want to show this slide, this lifestyle one slide on the thing, unless you guys are seeing it great, then you can just keep this rolling. But lifestyle one was what I was taught growing up. I'm a public school kid, as well as, a teacher's kid. So I was taught to work super hard after college, and eventually I would get to retire, and then I could enjoy life. Not that we didn't have fun along the way, but we were always very conscious about our income as a family, and I wanted to model after that as well. But what I realized is, as we get older, and my high school econ teacher told me probably there wasn't going to be a Social Security check around when I retired anyway, so I better plan for something in the future. So a lot of times people find themselves on a fixed income, or their health is declining, and they can't achieve the things that they wanted to go do after they waited all that time to go do it. So what I learned was, if I worked smarter for a few years here in the middle of my life, then I could set myself up for success. So now I'm slated to help pay for my kids to go to college debt-free, pay off my debts, including my house, and start to have more freedom that way to be able to travel and give more away. That's something that's near and dear to my heart. In fact, somebody once planted a dream, I think, in our hearts. I think it was Rick Warren, who wrote The Purpose-Driven Life, who said he lives off of 10% of his income and gives 90% of it away. And I think that's an amazing model for how we can unselfishly share with the world. So I love what this has been able to do for our family, and I love to show people how we work with trends. For example, if you didn't know already, Young Living is part of the wellness and beauty industry. And that, if you can't tell from all the commercials, for look younger, feel better, no stress, right? All the things that we do for anti-aging, that industry is slated to be over $1 trillion in just a few years. So there's a lot of opportunity there just from that industry alone. And in our company, we offer solutions with natural wellness with essential oils, clean or green living. We have supplements and nutrition products that are oil infused and have less chemicals or no chemicals at all. We also just released an amazing beauty care line, but also our Savvy Minerals makeup line. And we have products that are specially formulated for kids and babies. So this isn't just a, over 40 club, although I feel like it is sometimes. This is for everyone, truly, an opportunity to invest in your monthly health on a regular basis. Young Living has been in business way more, 25 years, and actually we've been a $1.5 billion company for the last year. So we feel like that is an amazing point of sale to you. Business is booming as we find ourselves in multiple countries. Some of the people on our team are making hundreds of dollars a month. Others are making thousands of dollars a month, and we have others that are making tens of thousands of dollars a month. So when you think about what's possible, if this is the first time somebody's ever showed you, to think outside the box, I had to really grow into the leader that I could become because I was interested only in that fixed income, right? Or that fixed set thing that the state had said for a long time. Teachers, my first contract was written for $25,500. I thought I had won the lottery. And so it's amazing when you grow into this new leadership and you go, gosh, what can I do with an extra $10,000? Right? And you start to think about what's possible at that point. So think about that for yourselves as we hear from one of our amazing leaders. Cassie Jennings is going to come on the call, and she's going to share it from there, so we'll just be super quiet so you can hear her. But Jerry, if you want to unshare your screen and make sure Cassie gets full billing here, that would be awesome. And Cassie, I'm just going to quickly introduce her. There she is. This is Cassie. She's a silver leader on our team, and what that means is Cassie's one of our thousandaires. So she's somebody who's making $1,000 a month or more because of just sharing this product. And it's only been a couple of years, Cassie, and I'm not going to steal your thunder, but one of the things I love most about you is your enthusiasm, your energy, and the fact that you found this, like other mamas, to be a place of respite and purpose for you during this time in your kids' lives. So I won't have share any more of your story, but you take it away.
Hey guys, can you hear me? Is that okay? Thumbs up from the, okay, cool. Okay, so like Ange said, and I shared a little bit about it when I was, when I posted last night with my silly tongue out picture. People who meet me think that I'm always just this happy-go-lucky person. And for the most part, I am. However, I was not always that way. I was a teacher for 8 years. And I really liked being a teacher. But when I was pregnant with my second child, my husband and I realized that my income was going to only be enough to pay for both of my kids to be in daycare full time. No extra money for anything, no extra time, not to mention all the crazy stress and meetings and planning and everything involved in teaching. And so my husband and I made the decision that I would quit teaching and I would stay at home with my kids, which sounds like a really awesome plan, right? Like most people would love that opportunity to be at home with their kids. However, it turns out I am not one of them. I really enjoy being around people and having a plan and a schedule and like socializing with adults. So I struggled big time with the transition from being a full-time teacher to a full-time mom. And so I was confessing to my son's preschool teacher about how I was feeling just not myself, like very kind of blah, no energy, like no flair for life. I was feeling really just stagnant and unhappy. And as you can tell, I really am like a pretty happy person. So this was not typical for me. So I was sharing that with her, and she had just started her Young Living journey. She had just gotten her premium starter kit, like most of us begin our Young Living journey. And so she had shared an oil with me, Stress Away, and I'm sure many people can attest to their love of this oil as well. She shared it with me, and I instantly instantly fell in love with the results. It was exactly what I needed for that emotional balance I was looking for in my life at that time. So I naturally called her up and said, okay, what do I do next? Like, that was totally amazing. Now what? So I got started with my own premium starter kit, and quickly started making my own like toxic-free recipes for things at home to use with me and my family, and just really fell in love with all of the products I was ordering. So then I started just sharing with my friends and family how much I was loving it, the money I was saving, and about our amazing community of people. I just started sharing with people, and I realized that when people started getting their own oils and finding their own successes with this, Young Living was actually paying me. So it turned into what we call now like an accidental business, because I did not go into it looking for an income. However, the income found me, and in turn, I have been able to help so many people find the love for the company, for our team, for the products, and then in turn, many others have found the income to be helpful as well. I know this summer, my income is going for, we're buying a new house, super exciting. So we're gonna be able to get new furniture and not worry about it. We're not worrying about closing cost. So just, it goes from just paying for my product to being happy with my products to replacing my teaching income and just really not having that stress. So it's just been an awesome journey, and I'm just so excited to share it with so many more people.
Thank you so much, Cassie. We appreciate that. Thanks for sharing your story. So the next slide so Cassie worked on the importance of think big, dream big, think outside the box, big time on what can happen if I choose to be Young Living as a business. So why network marketing? Network marketing provides several different important pieces for us as a team of why we're doing it. One of the pieces that I love is the low startup cost. What it costs for a premium starter kit is $160. That's all you need to do that as a business if you choose. And then on a monthly basis for receiving all the commission opportunities, it's 100 PV, which is around $100 a month that I get to invest in my health and my lifestyle. So I love that opportunity as I think about how I can share with other people. Another important piece that we get to choose who we work with. That's awesome. Who do you want to be in business with? Mine is with my daughter, my family. So that's the fun part for me, is you get to choose who you're introducing the business to. At our JOB, that's not always the case, right? Yeah, so there are lots of other opportunities, but we will continue.
All right, so some of you might be brand new to essential oils. After this class, you're gonna learn about all the products in the premium starter kit, but we're gonna pass around peppermint and lavender for just a chance for you to smell the oils that come from Young Living. These are two of the most versatile oils. If this is your first time smelling them, especially those of you who are listening at home, especially know that there's a huge difference between oils that you can buy off the market and oils that Young Living has. And just be careful putting it too close to your nose, because you'll really overwhelm your olfactory gland. But essential oils are those potent drops that come from plants that can support our many body systems. And so Young Living's farms,
So with Young Living, we have over 16, Young Living has over 16 corporate and partner farms. So that is amazing opportunity for us to know that we are getting the best quality to seed to seal as possible with our Young Living oils. So we really feel grateful for that. The next slide shows the founder of Young Living, and Gary Young passed away last week. We are saddened by that. We are also feel a lot of love in our hearts, because we know that his legacy of prosperity, wellness, purpose, and abundance will continue with his wife, Mary, as the CEO of the company, and also Jared Turner, who is the COO and the president. And so Gary has so much you can read online, people's posts. Tomorrow there'll be a tribute to his passing, and we can observe that on the live stream. So
And-
maybe I put that on the Living One Out page.
Yeah, that's being observed on live stream, and if you're local and you want to come meet up here, we're going to meet about 11:45 and noon to watch that live stream here, so you're welcome to come. There will also be a location and surprise if you're interested.
I'll say real quickly here that our family has been impressed with D. Gary Young from day one of us being part of the company. We got to see him firsthand 2008 in La Jolla, California, where he was sharing pictures of him on the big excavator, getting the farm in Ecuador up and running. And so it was like, wow, he's a CEO at that time. It's like, he's on the tractor, he's a farmer, and he's working hard and rolling up his sleeves and not asking anybody else to do anything he wouldn't do. Amazed us.
So, like I said earlier, I don't think I've ever sold a kit. I truly believe I'm here to help and coach people in their body, mind, and spirit wellness. And it doesn't mean that I'm an expert. It just means that I take what I've used for myself and I pass it along to other people as recommendations. And then I invite them to create their own account so that they can explore and experiment with natural products that help them feel better. A woman today, a receptionist at an office, a physical therapist office we went to, was like, "What do you do again?" And I was like, "I know, it sounds crazy, doesn't it?" I said, I work with natural products, like essential oils. She was like, "Is that stuff even work?" She's like, "Don't take this the wrong way, but is it all really what it says?" And like, I don't know what you've heard, but I said, I've been using the products for 11 years and I have nothing but awesome testimonials to report for it. And I've been able to do it without putting a lot of junk and chemicals into my body. And I feel really good about that as well. She was like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's so much more than just essential oils." So I think that's what, when people are first getting started, they need to hear just the credibility of your testimony. So you might be wondering how the business works, how you get paid, what kinds of things you need to do to get started, and we're going to give you a quick formula to help with that. As soon as Dawson brings the dog right upstairs, so I got to figure out how I'm going to make that happen. Are you teaching this part, or am I?
You are.
Okay.
Just,
No, Joe, you cannot take it. So please let me just go upstairs and knock on Dawson's door and tell him that Kudo's ready for his appointment. That'd be great. Okay, so what I want you to do as we're looking at this next slide is I want you to pull out just a scrap piece of paper, or even on the handout that you got tonight. And those of you who are at home, just take a minute to do this activity for just a second. Because one of the things, no matter how you look at it, this is a network. So we can look at it as a flower shape, we can look at it as a peace symbol, we can look at it as a circle chart where 5 people help 5 people who help 5 people. But sometimes people look at all the people that we have in our organization. We have over 14,000 in our organization right now, and they go, "I don't know 14,000 people, I'm not going to be any good at this." But do you know 5 people? So we're going to do a little challenge together right now. What I want you to do is I want you to write down your name. And then from your name, I want you to draw a little line out from you. And I want you to write down the name of maybe a physical therapist, because I just said that. Maybe a chiropractor that you know, somebody in medical health that you know. Somebody who, thank you so much, guys. Somebody who has been, who's been influential in your healthcare journey, that you may have developed more than just a quick 5-minute once a year relationship with, right? So that kind of person, a health practitioner. I want you to write down somebody who does your hair, somebody who does your hair or your kids' hair. My kids get their hair done more than I do. I want you to think about somebody who sold you your last home, or somebody that you recommend when somebody's looking for a realtor, or a cool sign for realty that you've seen outside somebody's house. You thought, "I'd like to know that person." You know how some of those advertisements pop up from time to time. Then I want you to write down somebody who's a mom or a dad who cares about the health of their kids. I want you to write down the name of someone in your family that you have a lot of fun with. If it's not your family, choose somebody from your family, right? Your friends or family. Then I want you to choose somebody who's a connector in your life. Somebody who seems to know a lot of people. We have one friend that it seems like when we talk to him or talk to somebody, we're like, "Oh, you went to blah, blah, blah. Do you know Adam?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course I know Adam." "Oh, you know Adam too?" Like, he's that guy. So is there somebody in your life that's that guy who seems to know people you know? Does that make sense? Connector. Or Kevin Bacon, one of the two. And then I want you to think of someone in your life that is very influential, that you really respect a lot. Somebody that you value their opinion, you're always looking at their advice, their recommendations. They're an influencer. Could be somebody in your church or social circle. Now, when you look at the list that you've compiled, you might not have a name by everything that we just talked about, but did you get at least 5 people written down? Now, do you think if I asked your hairdresser if she knows other hairdressers, she'd have some people to recommend? And if I asked your connector friends if he or she knew some other connectors, do you think they probably know some other connectors? And what about if I ask the mom if they know other moms with kids the same age as them? Probably the same, right? So one of the things that's cool about this is no matter how you draw the uni-level commissions, and we talk very, directly about it, we'll look at it on your chart in just a second on your handout. The bottom line is this is a relationship business. So you're networking with people that you already know who know other people. And that's how this grows exponentially over time. So it isn't about knowing 2,000 people, but it's knowing and building relationships with 5, and then 10, and then however many doubles that, 100. I don't know. If you just grow exponentially in how you're building relationships with people. And you think about the fact that you're going to change and grow as much as the other people are going to change and grow as you go. So it might be that somebody that's on your list isn't interested in your product at all, but they're willing to be a referral for you. Or they're interested in knowing more about the business. And they say, why are you planning for this? That's the kind of thing that we want to empower to you. Okay, so if I go back one, and then, what? Okay, Simon, okay, go ahead. Okay.
We were going to be able to get the creating of one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So,
all right. So now are people on screen just seeing the pictures? They're not seeing our logo. Oh, you see both?
Yeah. Jerry's toddling back and forth. Isn't that cool? Very awesome.
Okay. So how do you create income for yourself with this? Well, what we like is this is a great page that talks about Fast Start Bonus. How do I begin to earn income as I help share? We talk, use, recommend, and help others. So how do we do that instead of selling? That's the language we use. So if I help somebody create an account with Young Living, I am getting a thank you check from Young Living. $25, which is a one-time bonus, and $25, which is 25% of the 100 PV of the kit. So I get a $50 thank you check. So the goal is we talk about inviting 2 or 3 people, and that pays for my kit. So that's why we like to share about the Fast Start Bonus. The next part is, say for example, I help Ange create an account, and then she helps Liesl create an account. Well, what happens then is with that, Ange earns her $50 for a thank you check from Young Living, and I earn $10 from Young Living because I am helping Ange and teaching her how to share with other people. So that's the exciting part. That's Fast Start Bonus.
Yep. And if you go to your Making a Foundation, create a foundation on your handout. Those of you who are here have handouts. Those of you who are online, we'll get those to you later. You can see there that uni-level commissions, so you're being paid then after this Fast Start Bonus is over in the 4th month of your new members' life cycle on your team. In the 4th month, you start earning 8% if you personally enroll them. And if they are on your 2nd level, you earn 5%. Are you guys following with me on that? You see where the 8 and the 5 is? So on the Creating a Foundation, this side, right here, you're earning, 8% and then 5%. And then as you go on, you actually pay 5 levels down. So as you are a star, a senior star, an executive, and then a silver, starts earning other distributions, and other bonuses. So it's really, really cool to see that laid out and go, wow, that's impressive that even if I don't know a person who's been enrolled, I'll still be paid commission on their order. So education becomes really, really important in sharing. When you look at the income disclosure statement, I introduced Cassie earlier as a silver level leader. And you can see that what I called her was part of our 1,000 Dare Club in Living Well Now, because the average silver makes about $2,200 a month. And you have, Jerry, if you fast forward on your screen there, you should get to that in the next 2 slides, I think, or the next slide. Yep, that one, so that people can see that at home, that an average silver makes $2,200 a month. So if you think about already, again, in part-time hours. So this is possible. I was a gold level leader before I resigned from my school job. So I was working part-time and received gold level pay while I was working as a school teacher.
Okay, can I really make a living doing this? So tonight we have a couple of other business builders on our team that are going to share. So Rebecca Lehman, if you will come live, I will introduce Rebecca. Rebecca Lehman, the way we got to know her is a family. Rebecca, hello. Is she on yet?
Yep.
There's Cassie. So next we'll have Rebecca on. Anyway, Rebecca is an executive with them living. She's been doing the business about a year or so. She is a go-getter, determined, genuine, loving, caring, kind woman. She actually taught school with my adult children at Kellis High School here in Glendale, Arizona. And that's how we got to know her as a family. And now she is living in Florida and doing this as a business from Florida. So that's the fun part and exciting part, is that being able to connect online and to be able to hear people from all over, even the world. We have teams all over the world too. So Rebecca, are you on live?
Yeah, when you start talking, her face will go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, yes, yes.
Fabulous. All right, well, hey guys, I'm Rebecca. Deb, thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for having me and your time. So you guys, if you have a hand free, I can't see all of you guys, but you'll need one hand free. Really quick, I want you to give me thumbs up or thumbs down. Is the job that you do right now important? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't think too hard about it. Do you love what you do? Are you fairly compensated for the job that you are doing? Is your job helping you check items off your bucket list? Like the bucket list 10 years from now that you're thinking about accomplishing things in your life. Is your job helping you get there? And then the last thumbs up, thumbs down I have for you is your job helping to shape you into the person that you want to be 5 years from now? Thumbs up or thumbs down. So my story is really similar to Cassie's getting started, and I'll kind of fast forward through that first part because you're obviously already here hearing about the financial benefits of having a Young Living business, but there's so much more to that, and I just think that it's important that we touch on it today. So my husband was in med school when I was teaching high school, and we found out his 3rd year in med school that I was pregnant with twins. And so you can imagine that the teaching salary that I thought was going to cover daycare for one kiddo, suddenly just my plan flopped. And I was like, oh my gosh, to have diapers and wipes and childcare for 2 newborns, forget it. I only had to make like $300 a month to basically, that's all I was going to take home after teaching and childcare and working all those hours. I was like, I can find another way to make a couple $100 a month. So that was the beginning part of my journey, which spurred me on to God calling me to, there is something more out there for me. I love teaching, you guys. I'm passionate about it. I love being with students. I love being with adults, working, just like what Cassie said, but I still knew God was calling me to something more. I knew I just wasn't going to struggle all through the time of helping my husband through getting his doctorate. Like, I just didn't want to do that for 10 years. So we started our own nonprofit organization, and that was such a fun journey. And I'm going to fast forward through that, but the learning point of it was that I figured out there is money to be made. So if you're, struggling financially, but working 60 to 80 hours a week like I was doing and coaching, there definitely is financial opportunity out there with Young Living. But more than that, and just to touch on really quickly, is just what's beyond it besides the money. And I briefly touched on it on the last thumbs up, thumbs down, which is that I have learned and grown more in the last 9 months only doing my own Young Living business than I did in the past decade with my other jobs. You guys, in 9 months to a decade, I have learned and grown more. I get paid to read books, to listen to podcasts, to talk to other like-minded people, and basically to keep teaching. I'm just teaching other adults instead of teaching, 18-year-olds. And has been just eye-opening and so fulfilling, not only financially, but emotionally, spiritually, and just I have invigorated for life, and I'm passionate about it. So I can't help but share that, and just encourage you guys on your journey to look around and to be courageous, because there is more out there if you're looking for it.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
For thought too. Thank you for the questions. Loved it. So the next woman on tonight that's going to share her story is Nan Gillispie. Nan has been building a business consistently and intentionally for 4 years. She is a friend from 25 years ago. Nan and I taught school together. Little did we know that we would be doing Young Living as a business together. We taught school. I even went to her wedding and was participating in her son's births and all of that. And then the circle of life, my daughter ended up working with her too. And so then as Young Living came around, Nan said, "Oh, what are these oils?" And she'll tell you a little bit about that. But at the beginning, she was like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing? What are you talking about?" And so without further ado, Nan, if you'll come on and share your story with us tonight.
Well, I'm really happy to, and I appreciate you guys asking. Yeah, my story starts in education as well, just as Deb described. And so I'll just fast forward through that part. But, when Ange started talking, she and I worked very closely together. When she started talking about oils and going to conferences, I rolled my eyes and thought she was a little crazy and couldn't understand what she was up to. But quickly started using the oils myself, and I suffered for several years with an autoimmune disorder. And so I was always looking for something to help, because when doctors prescribe you something for an autoimmune, they don't really do it to take care of it. They do it to cover up symptoms, and then your prescriptions then cause more side effects, and it's a vicious cycle. And I really didn't want to live my whole life that way. And so I thought, well, I'll try these silly oil things. And they worked. And I couldn't help but tell people about that when it was happening. And I mean, like actually flying across the table and in a meeting going, "I have something that will help you." And so it was just a little crazy that I went from rolling my eyes to jumping over tables to help people. In that process, though, I made a decision to go back to the classroom from administration. I had worked in administration for many years, and that to do that took a $10,000 pay cut hit. And I knew that it was worth it for my sanity, but I wasn't so sure if it was worth it for my family. But I did it anyway, and was just, like I said, enthusiastically sharing the oils because they were working for me. And I was slowly but surely changing my whole lifestyle because of it. I was changing my nutrition. I've lost 85 pounds in the last 2 years. I was changing how I approached my health and trying natural approaches first before I would go to the doctor for another prescription. And so by that natural enthusiasm and just naturally sharing with others, I started getting checks from Young Living. And I kept saying, "Why am I getting these checks?" And Ange kept telling me, "Why don't you do this as a business? You'd be so good at it." And I absolutely refused. Told her it was crazy. I wasn't going to do that. Had enough on my plate going back to the classroom, my husband having his own business, becoming an empty nester, and, just a new grandson was on the way. I just didn't think that there was time in a day to do that. But Ange said, "Let's just have a class at your house." And so we did. And I had 7 people there, and 6 people wanted a kit that night. And I was like, okay, there's something to this. So Ange, I'll give you an hour a day that I'll devote to this. She just laughed at me and said, "Okay, that'll be fine." And so I started kind of just surveying my friends that were posting all the time about how sick they were, or complaining about, you know, the lack of pay in education or whatever it was. And I would just say, you know, I think I'm finding something else here. And it continued to grow and grow and grow to the point where I have over 700 team members now. I am a gold level leader, and has changed our lives. I quickly made up that pay cut in the first 3 months that I said I'd give an hour a day to the business. And then I decided to increase it to, I'll work 10 to 12 hours a week on it. And I was able to retire 4 years early from teaching, because only working 10 to 12 hours a week on my Young Living business, I made more than I did teaching. And that was after a 25-year career, 26-year career. So that was pretty exciting for me. And like Rebecca said, I was still teaching. I was just teaching people about better health choices, natural wellness. And it was an amazing journey to make that transition and to feel that time freedom. And since then, we've had another grandson. So to be able to travel and visit those children whenever I want, they live in California, has been amazing. We haven't stopped to worry about, oh, do we need to get a hotel room? If we do, we just get one. It's just the financial freedom has been amazing. The time freedom has been amazing. And that's all on top of what it's done for my health and my husband's health and my family's health and positive attitudes. So I encourage you all just to check out the opportunity, go at your own pace, do what you need to do to meet your personal goals. I now work about 20 to 25 hours a week on my business, and I will continue to do that until I get to the top. And I know that's all it takes. So thanks for letting me talk to you tonight. All I say is just go for it.
Thank you, Nan, so much. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so one of the things in listening to women's business stories tonight is our Living Well Now team is here for you. We are all about outstanding customer service and duplicating. It's not reinventing a wheel. It's not coming up with your own materials. We already have materials, so duplication equals success. I love this. We prepare and invite people. We teach how to present, follow up with new members. We teach introducing the business, and then we also teach leading your teams. We are your biggest cheerleaders are your team members. So that is exciting for me. Power Start. Yes, for Power Start, we have Living Well Now team has worked hard on resources. And on our Living Well Now website, we have a section that is about our resources that we have to support people to get started on the business opportunity. So after you create your account with the Premium Starter Kit, the next step is get on Ascent Rewards. See the value of investing in your health and buying from your own store every month on Ascent Rewards. Next, tell people, announce your business publicly. I am going to choose to do Young Living as a business. This is awesome. Next, create your list. Ange helped us tonight look at the people in our lives that also know people who know people. So start with that list and create a list of 100 people just by starting with that smaller list. Schedule 3 classes. Invite people to come to your house, to a coffee shop, and have a class. We have a script for a 101 class, which is how to get started with the oils and how to go over all the oils that are in the kit and help people to get started using them, investing in their health. And last but not least, start talking to people about their needs. That's what we love about relationships. How is your family? How is your job? Are you enjoying your job? What do you do for fun? And then send a message. Do you see yourself supporting health goals in your life and connecting all that together? So we love that.
So like most of you already know, becoming a wholesale member is the best way to get started with Young Living. Like Mom said at the beginning, to start your business for $160, that can be $1 million willable income. It's pretty incredible. And so helping people see the value and beginning with one of the kits. This is just one that's on the screen there in front of you, the premium starter kit with essential oils. People can also start with Nature Red, Thieves, or also our Savvy Minerals kit as well, which is our makeup line. Nature Red, we believe, is one of the secondary pieces that we got started with right away because nutritionally we wanted to support our bodies from the inside out. We had grown up eating a lot of frozen microwavable foods, just kidding, not too much, but some fruit cocktail from canned the canned fruit section that we decided wasn't healthy for us anymore, right? So we started kind of invigorating our systems with Nature Red and healthy antioxidants to help keep our energy levels up, our immune system strong, and that was a really valuable resource to us. And we pass it along to people as they come into the business and into the company as well, because it's just been just a staple for us. We encourage people to be on essential rewards. Many of you already are, but remember this is a minimum $50 order, and if you're earning all the commissions plus bonuses, then you do want to order at the 100 product volume level. So then there's no question whether you're going to qualify for something or not. So it's super easy. The person who signed you up can show you how simple it is to set up your PV assistant so you never drop below 100 PV. Or if you want to get all of our bonuses and promotions from Young Living every single month, you qualify for those on Essential Rewards. And you can order up to 300 PV, and you can do that twice. You get all of our free stuff twice in a month. So we're really stoked about that. And the cashback bonus is the best part about it. We'll talk more about that at the next class. But we get product credit for placing our monthly orders, up to 25% back. So now when I place a 300 PV order, right away I'm getting that $60 some odd. Somebody else can do the math on that. I'm getting that banked into my product points, and I can use those to redeem on any products from the catalog. There's a few that I can't, but most anything I can, which I love. It's a great way to replenish your stock. It's a great way to grab extra gifts to share with other people. And plus, I can't get the same thing with the Target Red Card. It just never works out that way. 5% is nothing compared to that.
So to close tonight, we so appreciate you spending time with us. And we have a quote. This quote is from Robert Kiyosaki, and I'm going to add to the quote a little bit. The most important thing is we change our focus from making money to serving more people, and the money comes in. So I think that is what is exciting for us. I'm going to add a little piece here about our Living Well Now community. I had a coach who has been a coach. He actually came and did a workshop, a day-long workshop for a lot of our team members in April. And he said, I've been coaching people for 17 years. And he said, I have never seen a more authentic, magnetizing group of people in Living Well Now's community. So I take that as very blessed that we are sharing exactly what Robert Kiyosaki is sharing, is that we are serving people. We are serving others to invest and look at their home, their health, and their home, and how can we do it better and support them to do it better. So thank you so much for joining us.
And I'm going to give one more quick what's next, because a couple of things Mom mentioned I want to just clear up for you. One is the best way to kind of really figure out what your best game plan is to sit down with the person who enrolled you and go through your plan with them. And figure out what kind of time you have, what kind of income you're looking for, and really make some decisions about that. And then that gives us the best way to know how to coach you. The other thing is, if you're already in our LWN lifestyle group, that's our product users group. So you can search that for business ideas. In a couple of days, commissions are going to post from last month. So you'll see a lot of posts that are going to come out about all the things that we're able to do now because of our commission check from Young Living. Some people who are still working, and other people who are only working their Young Living business in part-time hours. So that'll be really inspiring to look at. Payday's right around the corner. And then the third thing is, if you do think that this is something that's viable interest to you, and even if you haven't started yet, we can add you to our LWN Business Builders group. I know this is a public call tonight, so that is exclusive to our group. We know other cross-line groups have that same gift and offering that they give to people, but in that you'll find our password to our resources site. You'll find lots of tips and tricks. But the best thing I think you'll find that's most relevant is tomorrow morning we have Friday morning coaching calls. So at 7 o'clock in the morning you can join us on Zoom. Like, don't come to my house for this kind of stuff. I'll be here, but I'll have a hat on and workout clothes. But it's a great opportunity for us to coach and just provide some leadership to our team once a week. So that happens every Friday morning at 7, and that information is posted in the business orders.
And that is probably on
On the way to school and whatever. And my sister-in-law, co-teaches with me.
Yeah.
There's a ton of other resources for my other brother, Aaron, and my sister-in-law, Sarah, who live in California, especially when it comes to social media presence and how to actually do that really authentically and well. And so we'll continue to share those things out, but those are some next steps. And if you're brand new listening to the call tonight, or you're here and you don't have a kid and I'm just assuming things I shouldn't assume, sorry. And go ahead and talk with the person who invited you so that you can get started with them. That's the best way to launch what could become a real treat for you, not only for your body's health and your mental health and your emotional health, but also for your financial health as well. So that's what we want to offer out.
And join us next week. We're being intentional about offering these intro to business classes online. So next week on Wednesday, Shauna and Matt Allred, Platinums with Young Living, will be facilitating that class. So look for that in the event section on our Living Well Now page.
Perfect. Have a great night. And somebody's got to hit stop on that thing because otherwise